Now I'm a full-time teacher. It is pretty amazing. Definitely the dream job for me. Summers off, can't beat that.
Nope.
Um, but yeah, so with how great the night school program has been for the marine technology shop, they all of a sudden wanted to make this available to the high school level, which is really cool. So this is the first year that we've been offering it at that level. Currently, 350 students are making their way through their exploratories, and they get a chance to check out marine technology. And they have the freshman class this year has like first bid on taking the course. There's no chance for the upperclassmen right now, which is really tough on those kids because they always ask me, if I was a freshman, I would have picked this as my shop. But because it's such a new program, they
you can
only
graduate, pay me $1,000 so you can take the
class. Yeah, that's what I tell them. Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Well, yeah, that's great. So you mentioned exploratories, and just people might not be aware of exactly what that is. Would you mind just kind of tell them how the school operates?
Yeah, so it's a tech school, and they have just about, I'm going to get the number wrong, but I think they have like about 31 different shops to choose from. And freshman year, when students go in, they have a chance to check out each one of the shops, whether it's carpentry, metal fab, marine tech, auto tech. They have to go through each one of the shops for 2.5 days. And then they have to make the hardest decision of their life at that age. Like, I couldn't imagine, but they have to pick a top 3. So their first shop pick is what they're 99% likely to get into. And then they have the second pick, which is obviously, if a shop fills right up and they can't take any more kids, then they'll put them into their second pick. But
and then the weeks alternate, right, between academics and then in the shop.
Yeah, so they have week 1 and week 2, and the students will be in academics for a full week, and then they'll go to shop for a full week.
So you'll have, because I know you're just kind of getting into that, and this is your first year there, and now you're just getting into that process where the kids are going to be making those decisions we talked about before, and over the next, couple weeks you said?
Yeah, so I have another 4 groups of students, and then at that point, all the freshmen have already been through every single shop, and they'll have to make their final decision. So that should be right around the end of February, and they'll begin full time in the shop that they choose beginning of March.
Will you have a cap with how many students you can have in your class?
No cap.
No cap. All right. I bet it's going to fill up quick.
So
man.
do you have an assistant in the classroom, like a co-teacher? Is it just you?
Not yet. We're depending on how many students I end up getting, because I still don't know how many students are going to sign up. That's definitely in the plans. If I do get this crazy number of students, then they're going to have to get another instructor.
All right. So I have the golden question for you, and I know you're biased to boats, but why do you think someone would want to pick marine tech over being an auto mechanic?
I guess they're very similar in the ways that anything mechanical, it's very transferable, that knowledge. But if somebody wants to be out on the water, they don't want to be underneath a car, marine tech's the way to go. I feel like it's a really hard choice for a lot of kids. Marine tech's obviously it's the newest shop at the school, so it's really still in its early stages. But when it comes down to deciding, because I have a lot of students that come in and they're like, when I came to this school, I wanted to come here for auto tech, and then they go through my shop and they work on some outboards, they work on some wave runners, and then they're like, this is going to be the hardest decision of my life because I like auto tech, I like cars, but I also really like marine tech now. And I always tell them that either choice, you're going to start out making the same amount of money. Doesn't matter. But it comes down to your day-to-day activities. When you're choosing to be a marine technician, you're going out, you're bombing around on a $250,000 boat. The sky's the limit in the boating industry. I could just show them a catalog of these super yachts and blow their minds, with what is out there in the marine world. And then another thing is just that transferable knowledge. So I always say, yeah, I'm a marine mechanic, but I work on my own truck. I put a lift kit in my truck. I do all the maintenance on my truck. You know, can I align my tires? Can I balance my tires? No. So there's specialties that each different mechanic is going to hold, you know? So I'm going to bring my truck to a car mechanic for certain things. You know, there's certain things I shouldn't be doing. And I'm sure the same goes for a car mechanic working on a boat. There's certain things that they shouldn't be doing. They shouldn't be putting, you know, a car's alternator on a marine engine because it's not it's not the same. So it's not, you know, technically safe. So.
Yeah. Plus, you can work outside a lot, like on the boat, on the dock, on the water. Even in the shop, you're standing up. You know, you're not crawling underneath anything. So
yeah,
that would be cool. Getting calls like the one that Chris had for you, like going down to people's marinas and like checking out things, and yeah,
you might even go for a boat ride too.
Might even go for a boat ride.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah.
So, is it? So it's strictly engines though, and mechanicals. Do you do any like fiberglass work or any type of?
Yeah. So we're gonna be definitely doing fiberglassing. I have plans. So for their sophomore year, we're gonna be building wooden skiffs to kind of learn techniques.
Oh,
with
you are really following the footsteps of your father.
Yeah, your father did that in your report.
Yeah.
You know, he's got the whole curriculum ready to go. He just slid it under the table. Oh, you lucky son of a gun.
Oh, shoot.
Wow.
You know, I might throw in a couple new plans. You know, I've always wanted to build one of those little hydro. What am I saying? Yeah. No, like the little runabouts or saying it right? Hydrofoil? No, not hydrofoil. Oh man,
the little race boats.
Yeah, the little race boats.
Yeah,
the little wooden race boats.
Hydrofoils.
Yeah, okay.
I think of hydrofoil. That's the fin on the motor.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
so,
hydrofoil.
But I think it came from that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
hydroplane. Hydroplane.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. I've always, I go to the race every year. It's right in Kingston. And
it's not
little
like
8-foot, 10-foot boats.
It's not Kingston
like
Lake. It's the little lake that's next to Kingston Lake, right? And they rip around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be like the coolest thing to get some plans for that and like
that would be so
build a boat with the kids. You know, you only need like a 15 horse and that thing will go like 40. Like,
I want to drive it, please.
You know, so that's definitely in the plans. For this spring, when I have my full-time group of students, they're going to be taking their Massachusetts safety boating certificate. You know, so they're going to be able to go out on the water that summer. You know, if they choose, if their parents have a boat, if they go and get their own boat, you know, that's like the ultimate freedom out there, getting out on the water, especially at that age.
Definitely.
So that's definitely in the plans. You know, I really would love to have, you know, a couple of my star students 4 years from now go out and get their captain's license. You know, if I can get them on co-op or get them hired, you know, by like the party boats, for example, and they can work on the water during the summer and get that time on the water, you know, by the time they turn 18, they can go ahead and try and get that.
Well, that's what's really cool right now, too, is that you're starting with freshmen, so you don't have to rush to get this curriculum for a 4-year plan right now and get it implemented. So by having freshmen, you can kind of grow with this first group over the years and see, because you really have no oversight, right, in terms of what you need to teach or anything. You could kind of, I'm sure it's like pretty loose. I mean, are there other marine programs in the state that are like this?
Yeah, so down in New Bedford, there's a relatively new program. They're about 3 years old. And then Upper Cape Technical School. That program is like unreal. Like that's a really hard school to get into because anybody in the Cape can go to it. But they've been doing a marine tech program for about 25 years now.
Yeah, so we have it down pat.
And it's like I went down there for my VTELs to do the testing, and they show me their facility. They have like this amazing facility. They do everything in-house. They do canvas work. They do welding. You know, they build trailers, like hydraulic trailers, like on CAD, and then actually weld it up and make them. So kids are leaving that program, and they're getting jobs, you know, at these like big marine companies. So,
well, dude, you're gonna get there. I mean, they have 25 years in it. You know what I mean? And, you know, you'll get there. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to be Yamaha North. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I was like, as you were talking, I was just kind of like mapping in my head, like where you would have job opportunities. And at first I was thinking like, oh, you can work all along any coast. And then I'm like, oh my God, imagine how many marine techs are probably needed in Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
there's so many, there's just so many opportunities and places for you to go. It's just I think it's awesome.
That is exactly something that stuck with me when I took my marine technology course up in the Lakes region. When I got out of college, my instructor said that, same thing, that, with this skill, you can go anywhere. There's a body of water and there's going to be a boat on it and you can get a job.
Yeah.
Whether you want to move to Florida, out to the lakes, anywhere.
There's so much of a demand for mechanics now, and good mechanics. And somebody like you who's super personable, you're really good about getting back to people, like returning phone calls and emails, and that's half the game too. So if anybody's listening in the marine world right now, those people that do that and get back to you and just keep you in the loop, like people like Mike does, and we have a lot of our fishing, but some of the people that we use as well. I mean, that is almost just as important as when you are available. Keep those people in the loop and make sure you're treating them good. And you're one of the good guys, which is why we wanted you out here tonight. So
yeah, I think the program's amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with it. I think it's a great thing. It's the progression of it, how you got in there and how you're making it happen that's wicked impressive to me. I feel like the trades in general are just they're just so overlooked by so many people that are like, oh, college. It's just like crazy to me that there are so many students that won't even go to Whittier Tech that should have gone. But obviously they probably fill up every year, I would assume, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because so it's what is the areas like? Do they have like a preference? Is it like Haverhill people first, and then Amesbury, and then what's the application process like?
So yeah, they pull a lot of students from Haverhill, but Haverhill's such a big city, so that's why if they have, let's say like a smaller town like Amesbury, they might only have 120 kids in one class.
Yeah, so maybe like 10 or
60
20
of them are going to apply to Whittier Tech.
Really that high,
So if they were to pull all 60 of them, they're going to shut down Amesbury High School. They're not going to have any students.
Well, now
there.
that you have a Marine course, you're probably going to be getting a lot of people. When I was teaching 8th grade in Newburyport, I think we had roughly around 190 to 200 kids in the 8th grade every year. And they were a low percentage for Whittier Tech. We would probably have maybe 5 to 10 kids a year apply. But when I was in Haverhill before that, it was like the hardest school to get into.
Oh, yeah.
They all wanted to go. And it is challenging to get into. It's not easy. I hear people say it's harder to get in there than some of the Catholic schools and stuff nowadays.
Yeah.
So
like this will change throughout the years, but if someone were to complete the program and then, so 4 years from now, you have your first group of graduates, like what it would be the average starting pay for someone that gets into the marine tech industry?
I'm hoping like for co-op, something like $17 an hour.
Yeah.
Just for co-op, they can get a job for a dealer, really prove themselves. And then when they graduate, bump them up to like $20 an hour.
So co-op is when they're still at school. They can work while they're at school, correct?
Yeah. So co-op's part of, the Whittier Tech way, that any tech school, they try and get their students out in the field that they're studying. And so their spring semester, when they're junior, they can start applying basically like you're applying for a job. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like a trial run at different places. It might not be your final job when you graduate, but who knows? You might love it and you might want to stay. And by senior year, they should be out on co-op basically their whole year. And that's whenever they're in their shop week. So if they're not, there's week 1 and week 2 again. You have a week in shop and then a week in academics. So they still do have to go to school. They have math, English, history, all that.
Yep.
Man, this has been really informative. It's been I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the program. I'm excited to see the youth kind of get involved and going to this route. I think it's going to be a tremendous success, given our area, promoting it. We definitely need them. We definitely need young kids who want to do the trades. We just had on our podcast one of the young guys that works at the bait shop. He just picked up his first boat. Actually, I drove him down there to get it with my truck on Sunday. And, it's funny. He gets his boat. He texts me, Dad. He already get it in. He runs up to West Marine to get a bunch of shit, and he already texts me. He's like, dude, I want to buy everything. I got to get a good job. I got to go to college so I can afford this. But like, man, that would be like a prime example. Somebody
he's
got
to wait. Just tell him to wait until Hudson's is open.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. That's what I said.
They're not open now, right? They reopen on
February 1st or 2nd. I think they're opening back up. So yeah,
that's good to know.
Yeah, and then so
I do have one more. I get a lot of questions.
No,
tonight.
keep it going. Keep it going. This is great.
All right, so all right, so I understand that it's Yamaha that's supplying things for you to help educate the students, work in the class. But what about like regular consumers? Like I remember back in the day, people used to bring their cars into the auto place, and I don't know if it's like a discount on the kids work on it, and it's kind of like a business, but it is the shop for the school. So could I like bring my boat to Whittier Tech and have it be serviced and worked on by your students?
Yeah, so they made a post, and it was like right when we started the year, and they were like, marine technology open to the public, for your basic like 100-hour services, like winterizing, shrink wrapping, like all that. And the phones were off the hook.
Oh, really?
And I was like answering them. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm sorry. I don't have any students yet.
That's
so, once I have a group of students, then we're going to start opening it up to the public, because there's no better way to learn than working on
for sure
an actual boat
like real
that
life
has
issues
something,
and,
maybe potentially wrong with it. And just getting used to working on something different every day kind of thing. But for now, I kind of held off. I only was working on teachers' boats. So I worked on about like 15 boats this fall.
A lot of teachers have boats there?
Oh, yeah. I was like the new best buddy. I'm new there too, so I wanted to get like in with all the different shop teachers or some of the academic teachers. Definitely the big dogs, the administration. But if they had
have to have boats. I mean, I no teacher is paid enough, in my opinion. But you have the whole summer off. You need to have a boat of some sort.
Yeah,
you got to do something.
That's what I do.
And also to answer your question, so because it's going to education purposes, all the customer has to pay for is their parts. So there's no labor.
Wow.
Which is insane.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
You'll see, like, as soon as I get a group and we open it up officially, there'll probably be a line down the street of boats come fall.
Yeah.
Well, that's really exciting for the community, for those kids, for you. That's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you mentioned earlier you worked with the Massachusetts Maritime Trade Association. That's Randall. Did you talk to Randall with that?
Yeah, Randall has been a huge help.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he is. Anything I could think of, and I ask him, he's always like doing his best to help us out.
So, do you know much about their operation?
I'm headed down to the Business of Boating conference in a couple days down in Foxborough, which is something that I'm pretty sure he put together.
Yeah.
But he's definitely doing big things with this industry, especially in the state of Mass.
Yeah, a lot of people listen to this might know Randall. He used to be the head of the marinas at Newburyport Marinas. So I know my family knew him forever because he was the guy you had to drop the check off to in the spring, And he's just a tremendous human being, great guy, really, really cares about the water. He's really passionate about this project that he's been doing now, probably 5 or 6 years. So actually, we got to call him up. We got to get him on here. He'd do it. He'd be great.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. He'd be great. Wicked nice guy. And just seeing him grow and get more people, like that's what he does. He's trying to get more people involved in various maritime trades. And like he said, he's helping you out that program for under unemployed people, right? It's fantastic.
Oh yeah. Anything that I've thought of, I'll send him an email, and he's like, "Yep, Massachusetts Marine Trades Association is going to help you out with that." Like, I'm like, wow, like this is incredible. Like, he helped us out get our, first Mercury motor. He's helped out with the program. Like I said early on, he was paying for half of the tuition for students to sign up, just promoting our program. Something like this, like having a strong team behind this new program is why Yamaha loves it so much.
Absolutely.
They think that we're the best trade school literally in this country for what we're trying to do right now.
Yeah, that's
like for
awesome.
high school level. Like, so, starting out, and then it's evolved so rapidly, and it's going to continue to evolve to be this like big, huge training facility. But, starting out when I was teaching night school, almost 2 years ago, we had only a couple 25 horse Yamahas and a bunch of workbenches and, some, strange array of tools. But now we've got 5 Yamaha 25 horsepowers. We've got 2 brand new Yamaha wave runners. We have a Sea-Doo jet ski. We have a boat that the school bought that has a Suzuki on it, a little 18-footer with a 70-horse Suzuki. And we got 3 Yamaha 150s. And anytime, we're getting more and more people into this trade, more companies are reaching out. Like, I had Ray Marine reach out to me.
Mhm.
They want to try and start sending us, some products so the students can work on it, because they want students to go work for them eventually.
Yeah, that's cool. I was thinking too, like all the elements of it. Like you could be wiring fish finders and all that fun stuff.
Freaking cushions and
Yeah,
upholstery
mountain
right now,
transducers
making
and,
a killing.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Putting
Right.
stuff through hulls.
Pipe work, custom T-tops, custom brackets, all that kind of stuff. It's just, there's so much. Now, will you be doing that kind of thing too? Will you ever get it? Well, not right
we
now.
have-
Well, there's a welding shop, right?
Yeah, there
Probably
is a
able to do
welding
that.
shop, and it again, like, that's one of the things that I found now that I'm full time there is probably, like, I think the coolest thing is that you're stuck in this building full of different tradespeople that, they've worked in that field for years, and they're so ready to help you out with whatever it may be. So
Yeah.
I've already, I've worked with the machine shop. I had an older Yamaha, and some of the threads were worn out, and they rethreaded it. I've had carpentry. They built me a dock for my shop area so the students can climb in and out of the boat easier, because beginning of the year, students are so excited when they saw a boat, they were literally just running and like diving into the thing. And I'm like,
I
no,
know.
there's a ladder right next to it. So I had them build me a dock so it's a little safer.
Oh, that's cool.
Welding, like, they've welded up little bits and pieces for me. The body shop there, I took a console out of my dad's backyard that was just rotting away and had leaf stains all over it, and they painted it, and it looks like a brand new showroom center console. And then they've painted engine cowls for me. The whole school itself, like, works so well together with
That's
what
awesome.
they do.
One of the things that they do, don't they build like a model house? Like, they get all the trades together and build a model house. How sick would that be if now
If you guys
can
build a
model
boat?
boat
Yeah.
all together? With
I was
the
just thinking like the
fiberglass?
welding shop, just doing a nice roll of dimes, putting that tubing together
Oh,
for a nice
yeah.
tower or something. That
Oh,
would be
yeah.
awesome.
Can you
Oh,
build
yeah.
me a tower for my boat? We're gonna talk to the welders.
Yep.
So,
That's really cool. Well, we really appreciate you coming on and talking about this. I think this is like super informative and it's awesome and it's an amazing program. And anyone that listens to this or sees this, you should definitely inquire about it. Whether you're an adult trying to get into just servicing your own stuff, or if you're a kid or if you have a kid that might be looking to go in the trades, it's just an amazing option.
what an opportunity. Thank you again, Mike. I really appreciate it. Got me excited for the future of our industry and the fact that you're running it. Again, great guy. You got a vision for this thing and you're getting a lot of support, and hopefully people watching this, will start going to Whittier Tech to become part of this program.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I
So
appreciate it. Thank you for having me on tonight.
before we head out, you mind staying for a little extra time for our members and talk about some engine maintenance, some things as we go into spring that we could roll into, things to look out for?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
All right, going to give all the secrets away.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching our YouTube special. Please like and subscribe if you're on YouTube or Spotify. For our members, the next section of this with Mike, we're going to talk about, again, engine maintenance, getting ready for the season. That'll be on our website through the members only. Okay, if you want to become a member of Mouse of the Merrimack and get access to videos like that, go to www.mouseofthemerrimack.com and become a member for $7 a month. You get access to all kinds of stuff that help you become a better fisherman and boater. All right.